Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Mayhem, live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. It's good old MF Michael Fletcher, alongside Anthony Florio and Michael Bullock. As many of you guys know, Dee Woodson is not going to be here with us tonight, so we're just going to dive right in and start the show, guys. And we started it off with AEW Revolution that went down this past Saturday night, live from the Wintrust Arena in Chicago, Illinois, which is on the University of DePaul campus. And we started it off with the first fight of the night, Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes. Jake Hager wins the match in 14 minutes and 40 seconds via submission. Good match. Solid fight. Good way to start the show. We kind of expected Jake Hager was going to win the match. He needed the momentum. This was his first AEW match. So for me, I really got nothing bad to say. I could give this a solid 3 stars to start the show. This was, like I said, a good solid fight. I really got nothing more to add. So Anthony Floyo, come on in. It's all yours, my friend.
Well, I'll tell you, MF, I would not have opened with this match. I would not have. Yes, the crowd loved Dustin Rhodes, but it was not exactly, it did not deliver a hot start to the event. It was pretty good, but it lacked the overall intensity considering the arm breaking angle, and I think it went a little too long for its importance to the card. I would have opened with either the Pac Orange Cassidy match or maybe the Sammy Guevara Darby Allin fight. That would have been much better ways to open this card. But it's a 2.5 star match for me. I don't think it was quite 3 there, MF. But, it was fine for what it was. And oh, by the way, I took the plunge. I watched it on BR Live. I contributed the $50 there, and I got to say it was worth it. So that's all I can say on that. So BR Live, well done. I think I'll definitely be doing more business with you in the future. No question about it. So, 2.5, yeah, maybe 2.5 to 3 there. I think that's right about right. So, this was not the best way to open the show, especially when you have a hot, rabid crowd. So, that's just my little nitpick, but it was an okay fight for what it was. So, nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, come on in. Let's get your thoughts on this.
Well, the thing is, guys, I was able to watch it, but I watched it through various means on my Fire TV on Cody, so I was able to watch it on there, and so that's how I managed to watch AEW Revolution Saturday night. So you know what? I'm with Fletch on this one. I'm going to go 3 stars. I mean, I don't think it was that bad as you're making it out to be, Florio. I mean, I think it was a good match. I mean, it wasn't the greatest. I'll definitely say that. But yeah, I mean, I thought Jake Hager looked good in his debut. I think we all expected him to go over, and I think to have him lose in his AEW debut would have been bad. But a good way to give him some momentum. Hopefully, a lot more things to come for Jake Hager. So, nothing more to say. Fletch, let's move on to the next match.
And the next match was Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara, 1-on-1. And Darby Allin gets the win in 5 minutes even. Anthony, you kind of proposed for it to be the first fight of the night. I hate to say this, bro. This was the worst fight of the night.
I disagree. It was not the worst fight of the night. Now, here's the thing. Yes, it was only a 5-minute match, but that was when the bell rang. There was a lot of action going on before the bell rang. Let's keep that in mind. The official match time does look short. The overall package I thought was really good, and they busted their asses. Darby overcame. He got his revenge. Both men got time to shine. This really should have been the opener. But then again, you can make an argument for Pac and Orange Cassidy as well. So I'm not going to poo-poo all over this like you want me to. I'm not basing it just on what happened when the bell rang. I'm also going to count what happened before the bell as well, and that was some insanity. So, based on all of this, I'm going to give this a 3.5-star rating. That's how I feel. So, that crowd was hot for it. I was hot for it. It was great. So, that's really all there is to say about that. I'm hopeful this is our only disagreement of the night, but all I know is when we get to the next match, that's not going to be a disagreement whatsoever. I'll be shocked if it is. So 3.5 stars for me. I know it's a disagreement, but I don't give a damn. I'm like John Moxley. So nothing more to say. Bullet, go.
I disagree with you, Florio. I mean, I know you want to count the things before the bell, but to me, I'm only basing it on what we saw once the bell finally rang. I mean, I don't count the stuff that went on before the bell. So to me, I mean, it was a 5-minute match, but it was just too short. But the action was good enough during that time, so I'm sorry, but because it was short, I can only give this a 2-star match. Sorry, that's just how I feel. So Fletch, who are you with? I know you're gonna go with me, but do you have it as the rating I have, or are you going lower?
No, I'll go a little more higher. I'm going to go about at least 2.5. I mean, yeah, I get it, but the thing is that, okay, I get where Florio's coming from. And yeah, it was crazy, it was chaotic, it was, that's what you wanted it, that's a great way to start, the match. And yeah, you can add the 5 minutes and the short length of time, but it's one of those situations where, yes, you like the chaos, yes, you like the craziness, yes, you like the brawling, you liked all the stuff, but I mean, as it all together, it just, I don't know. I mean, all right. How can I compass this, in any way? We always go crazy. We never really rate the post-fight. So why the hell are we going to talk about the pre-fight before an actual match? We never have done that before. We've never, ever add that to the equation on everything else. We've always strictly focused on the match itself, from bell to bell. We don't give a crap about the pre-fight shenanigans or the post-fight shenanigans. We've never talked about that. So, it is a 2.5 star. And it was a damn good fight. Yeah. Was it crazy? Was it shenanigans at the beginning? Absolutely. But then again, when it was Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara, you had to think that it was gonna ignite. So you knew an explosion was gonna happen. All right, fine. It happened. But as part of the story or anything else, it didn't make me feel any different than the match itself. I didn't feel different about Guevara or Darby Allin because they wanted to rip each other's head off at the beginning of the fight. All right, to each his own. Whatever. If the fans the fans has always been rabid. IWC crowd in Chicago. What do you expect? They were going to go nuts over that. So, at the end of the day, you don't get brownie points for that. You don't. Florio says, that's why he gave it 3.5 stars to his choice. Michael Bullock wanted to say, you know what? I don't give a damn about the pre-show or the pre-fight or the post-fight. Who gives a crap? So I'm giving it the 2. You guys have valid arguments. You both got valid arguments because this is the way we've been taught in wrestling form. We never ever talk about the pre-show fight. So, all right. It was cool. I liked it. That's not going to change my mind about what my rating is. I could give 2 shits. So, anyway, next fight was Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus the Young Bucks for the AEW World Tag Team titles, winners of the bout in 30 minutes and 5 seconds, and still the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Omega and Page. We thought we were going to have new tag team champions. Nope. The champions remain the champions. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Well, I could say, I don't think we're going to have any disagreements on this one. This, to me, was the fight of the night, and I'm pulling the damn trigger on this one. I don't give a damn what anybody says. This is a 5-star classic. I mean, all 4 of these men, they left it all on the line. I mean, we had a chock full of the finest Shakespearean drama out there. I mean, we had near fall after near fall, counter after counter. I mean, we knew this match was going to be something really good, but they certainly went far beyond with it, and it even became a little personal because, the one of the Young Bucks, wanted to tear apart the I think it was both Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Well, the other one was saying, "Look, don't take it too far." But yeah, this was just. I'll even go as far as to say this is the tag team fight of the year up to this point. These all 4 of these men should be commended. Omega and Hangman Page won the match, but to me, I think both of them are winners as far as I'm concerned, because they gave us a match that everyone was going to be talking about the next day. And yeah, the surprise was Omega and Page basically holding on to the titles. We all thought that that Hangman Page was going to turn on Kenny Omega and the Bucks were going to capitalize, but no, they didn't do it. So yeah, 5 stars, fight of the night. I don't know what else is there to say. Fletch, it's yours.
Oh man. Okay. I agree. 5-star classic, fight of the night, AEW's tag team fight of the year. And you could even make an argument that this is AEW's fight of the year, like altogether. This was absolutely phenomenal. There was no way that you could even. There's no other fight on this card that even topped it. Not even close. This was absolutely amazing, and one of the biggest bright spots, one of the biggest strong points in the company was absolutely the fight itself. The battle, the war, the psychology, the storytelling. You can't find anything better. And this was, without a doubt, I'm gonna say it, an elite matchup. This was as elite as you can get, as great as it can get. This is what professional wrestling is all about. And not just professional wrestling, tag team wrestling. They took this baby and took it to a whole new stratosphere. Good luck to anybody to try to top that. I don't think you can. So, nothing more to say. That was a 5-star classic. That is an AEW home run and then some. Anthony, I know you said that there was a 5-star fight. I think we found it.
Yo, yes, we found it. We found it and then some. This was the 5-star classic right here. Fight of the night, AEW's fight of the year. It's now in the top 3 when it comes to the greatest matches in AEW history. Well, let me rephrase that. Top 5. This is definitely in the top 5. In no particular order, the The Cody and Dustin match from last year, that's up there. Moxley and Omega's Lights Out match. The Iron Man match from last week on Dynamite, and now this. This was absolutely phenomenal. They played off of and expanded on the story going into the match with great emotion. The work was top-notch. Their near falls, amazing. The Young Bucks leaning into the heel role out of desperation to win the titles, and the anger with Hangman being so over was absolutely the right call here. I mean, you could even make an argument that this was shades of the Bucks and Golden Lovers match, which was an overall amazing piece of work. And playing Kenny Omega as the potential weak link following the Iron Man match injury was also very smart. Hands down, this is the best tag team match of 2020. And I could even go as far as to say this is definitely a contender for overall match of the year. This is going to be very high up there. So, to those four men, Hangman Adam Page, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks, that was an absolute masterclass. And all four of you should be beyond commended for that effort. So, 5-star classic, no question about it. So, I don't know. I mean, I wish we could just end the show there, but unfortunately, we got some more business to do. So, MF, let's get into it.
All right, the next fight we had was the AEW women's title on the line as Nyla Rose versus Chris Statlander. Nyla Rose wins the match in 12 minutes and 45 seconds. This was a good match, but it was overshadowed. Basically, the crowd was way too hot after the Omega versus the tag team title fight, that this had to be the cool down match. Unfortunately, you needed to cool it down. This was the perfect cool down fight to do it. It was a nice fight. It was a good match, but this was no more than at least 2.5 to 2 3/4. It was nowhere near the quality for a women's title match, but to the defense of Nyla and Chris Statlander, they did a good job. They did a good job under the circumstances, but they knew they had just gotten off the heels of a classic, so they knew there was no way that they were going to top it. But they did try, at least made a conscious effort for it. Nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
What was that rating, MF?
2.5.
2.5? I don't know. I mean, this... Yeah, you're absolutely right. Crowd was exhausted following the tag match. And the work itself was rough, and it completely lacked intensity or a sense of urgency. There was no drama whatsoever in a title switch. The card layout was a little questionable here. It hurt the bout. They tried, they worked hard, but unfortunately they didn't work well together. It went a little too long. Chris was battling an illness throughout the week, and they were not put in a position to succeed, and it showed. A much shorter, hard-hitting match would have been way more appropriate here. So I'm going to meet you in the middle, MF. I'm going to call this 2 stars. And I can honestly call this this to me was the worst fight of the night. I'm sorry. So that's just the way I see it. So really nothing more to say here. So 2 stars for me. So Bullock, it's yours.
I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. I mean, I'm gonna at least give it a 2.5. And the reason why, I mean, I'm gonna give the 2 women at least an A for effort. I mean, they basically, I mean, they tried everything they could, but like you said, they were just so wiped out from what they saw with that tag team match. So I'm not gonna severely punish them like Anthony is, but 2.5 stars to me is the correct rating, and at least the women should get an A for effort. I mean, they tried their best. So, Fletch, it's yours.
All right, the next thing that we had on the fight. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Okay. MJF with Warlow versus the American Nightmare Cody with Arn Anderson and Brandy Rhodes in his corner. And the winner of the bout in 24 minutes and 40 seconds was MJF. And it was a sneaky victory. MJF basically got the ring, and I think it was the ring that Cody gave him. The ring to the jaw. Referee never saw it. The pin, the 1, 2, 3, and I know we'll get to Florio. He's first. But we might need to batten down the hatches because one of the panelists here, it was not happy with the result on Saturday. I'm going to warn you guys, it might get ugly in just a minute. But before we do, Anthony, it's yours.
Yeah, and we'll be here all night because he's going to be going high horse style. But,
yeah.
That's all I ask. Keep it brief when we get to him. That's all I can say. Keep it brief. You know who you are. So that's just all I can say. So, but anyways, 3.25 stars is the rating. The finish definitely was a factor in it. It was a good but somewhat overbooked match. This first in the series. It played off the feud well. MJF did some really great heel work at times. The finish worked as he stole it, but it was far from the breakout singles match I was hoping he would have. It was missing something, and it was not quite as heated as I thought it would be in terms of work and crowd reaction. Some are saying the right man won, and this will continue as it should. Yeah, no guarantees, obviously. But yeah, all I know is some are saying that the right man won this match and the feud should continue. The feud will continue, but you know, I'm torn. I mean, there was a part of me. I mean, obviously, I wanted to see Cody win the match, get his hands on MJF and the whole 9 yards. But at the same time, I mean, if you're gonna make this an extended feud, I mean, you can't have a one and done. You obviously need to let the heel go over here, and that's exactly what they did. And Bullock's not here, so I'm going to get away with this. I think they did the right thing putting MJF over. I'm actually okay with it. So now Bullock can't crucify me for that. So, but anyway,
I heard it, Mario.
You heard me?
Oh.
Good. I'm hoping you did.
Did you just say what I? No. Say it again. Say it again, Florio.
Uh-oh.
If you're going to book a feud, a blood feud like this, you have to let the heel go over to start it. The feud's going to continue. I'm sorry. The feud has to continue. The feud will continue. You need to let the heel get over. Cody's going to get his eventually. And when he does, you have to make it mean something. I don't think it would have meant something quite here. MJF is on his way to being – he is the most over heel right now in the business.
As a matter of fact, with that win, he might have just put himself in line for the AEW World title.
He's number 2 in the rankings.
Yeah. So
he's number 2. Only Jericho's ahead of him.
He's right there.
He is right there.
He's right there.
I think he would be a great future challenger for the World Heavyweight Championship. We'll address that elephant at the end.
Yeah.
But for right now, I know Bullock's ready to rip my head off, and he's ready to, he's a caged animal right now, man. He wants out. But here's the thing. I'm le champion. That's all there is to say about that. You can't. So that's all there is to say on that. I know he's ready to choke slam me. Oh boy. I know he's ready to choke slam me. I know he's ready to tombstone my. He's ready to rip my head off. I feel it right now. Bullock, the door's open, man. Go, rage. 3.25 stars. That's all there is to say on that. Match could have been better. but I'm just expressing my opinion. That's all I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're here to do. Do I agree with it? No. I'm right there with Bullock. I really wanted Cody to win this match, but when you think of it from a business standpoint, the heel must go over in the first match of a blood feud. Don't worry, there's more of this to come. There's more of this to come. So Cody will get his moment in the sun. Maybe at the next pay-per-view. Maybe a future Dynamite. I don't know. But the next pay-per-view's not till Memorial Day weekend. So we got to think about that. That's what is that? The Double or Nothing? So Las Vegas, MGM Grand? I think that'd be a great place, maybe, for Cody to get the win back. Or maybe that blood and guts match. You don't know. So do I agree with the decision? No, I'm not. I wasn't happy about it either. But thinking about it from a standpoint of the business, the heel must go over in the first match of a blood feud. So Bullock, I'm glad you heard me out on this. It's not a knock or anything. It's not anything against you. It's not anything against the business. I'm just expressing it from the eyes and from the minds of an executive committee of a booking committee. That's it. So believe me, I'm just as pissed as you are, man. So I hope you're not going to rip my head off.
I think you're too late for that now, Florio. I mean, first off, 3.25 stars. I agree with you. But I don't care about. I mean, if you wanted the heel to go over, I would have been fine with maybe just a clean win. But for him to use the ring, and let's not forget some other things, dirty things that MJF has done, especially a shirt that really rubbed me the wrong way when he said that he banged DDP's daughter. I mean, I was hoping for MJF to get his ass kicked. But damn it to hell, this was the most, as the late Gorilla Monsoon says, the biggest miscarriage of justice I have ever seen in professional wrestling history. This MJF doesn't deserve to win. He didn't deserve any recognition. And for you to come out and say the things that you just said, Florio, no. You just made the biggest mistake of your life.
And I will own up to it. I own up to it, and I accept. I take full responsibility.
And you will take your lickings, and you'll love it. I mean,
my nose in it, big boy. I deserve it.
Yeah. I mean, you know what, Florio? Maybe you should have worn that shirt that MJF had if you were going to defend this guy, because that was one of the most asinine things I have ever seen that MJF has done.
I agree.
Not just with that, but stealing the win. He is the biggest piece of shit I have ever seen in my life. This man didn't even deserve to win this match. I wanted to see his ass kicked in a big time way, and damn it to hell, he had to steal it like the son of a bitch that he is. And if anybody else tries to defend this piece of shit for what he did to win this match, I will rip your effing heads off. And I will get my golden shovel and I'll bury your asses 6 feet under. Move on.
All right. 3.25 stars, no doubt about it. I totally agree with you guys on this one. Like we said, MJF stole the fight. There's really nothing more to add. Anthony, you're absolutely right that this is not the end of the rivalry. But I am definitely not on the side. I mean, I get where you're coming from. And that's definitely not a defense. I mean, the antics of MJF is borderline reprehensible. There's no doubt about it. But that was a big win for him. That's a big victory. You just knocked off the American Nightmare, Cody. You just knocked him off, and now you're literally in the driver's seat. You're possibly, maybe, the next contender for the AEW World title. I hate to say it, but if he keeps racking up the wins, and that's the main thing about AEW, wins and losses matter.
He's number 2.
He's number 2 right now. And here's the other thing. If AEW doesn't do that rematch rule, or if they are like, you know what? Jericho, well, hold. I can't say. I gotta wait. Okay. Save my theory later on. I'll save my theory later on. Next up we had was a one-on-one match. Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Pac wins the match in 13 minutes even. Michael Bullock, it's all yours. Bullock?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Pac versus Orange Cassidy. 13 minutes, Pac wins.
Yeah, I thought this was another okay match. I mean, I was impressed with some of the things that Orange Cassidy did, but you knew Pac had to go over, especially after losing such a tough match this past Wednesday on Dynamite against Kenny Omega. So they wanted to give him the win back. So a nice win for him. I'll give it about maybe 3 stars, maybe teetering on 3.25. So Fletch, it's yours.
I'm going to get on the high horse now. This made no sense whatsoever. I get it. They want to give Orange Cassidy an opportunity to shine. They want to make him, they want to say he's not a sideshow gimmick, that he's actually a good wrestler, that, he's talented, he's everything. I get that. And I got nothing wrong with that. But the biggest problem I have is that this on paper should have been a squash. This on paper should have been an easy victory for Pac. In one sense, it diminishes Pac by having Orange Cassidy having a good performance, giving him a hope spot, which relatively is not needed. If you're going to do something, if you're going to make Pac strong, you should have let him destroy this guy. This never should have had 13 minutes. That's a humongous mistake that AEW did. They should have saved that for the main event. I'm sorry. I don't give a crap. This should have been a burial. This should have been... Okay, I'm going to say this. Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara should have had 13 minutes. This should have been nothing more than 5. 2 stars, bull crap, bullshit. Florio, go.
MF made all my points for me. I could not agree with it more. You're absolutely right. It should have been a squash. That's exactly what should have happened. If it wasn't for the women's match, I would have called this the worst fight of the night, honestly. I 100% agree with MF. Everything MF said, you nailed it. And I'm glad you went before me, because if it was me that started this, I would have gone way off the deep end on this. This was an absolute joke. 2-star match. MF absolutely nailed it. I could not agree with you more. Should have been a squash. How this even got 13 minutes, it's beyond me. So that's all there is to say on that. So I 100% agree with you, MF. You made all my points for me. So that's all there is to say on that. So nothing more to say. Move on, MF. Couldn't agree with you more.
And if you guys want to rip me for giving me that rating, you know what? I guess the old saying is, what goes around comes around.
All right, so let's go into the main event. Jon Moxley versus Chris Jericho for the world title. Winner of the bout, 22 minutes and 20 seconds. New AEW World Champion, Jon Moxley. Anthony and Mike Bullock had it. They called it. I went with Jericho because I thought the inner circle was going to cost them. I thought I thought Jericho wasn't going to lose the belt. He obviously dropped it. I got nothing more to say. This was a good main event fight. This was a solid main event fight. This was a 3.5-star match. The right man got over. The right man's the champion now. I'm not going to go too much more into that. So, Anthony, I give it to you.
3.5 to 4. That's my rating for this. I loved it and thought it was a great main event. Match was entertaining, told a good story, built around Moxley's eye that had a satisfying climax. Moxley wore the eye patch all week around fans on a cruise and even to work in Japan. And in the end was a smart babyface and outsmarted the heel Jericho to overcome and win the title, leading to a satisfying end of the show. He cuts a very impassioned promo at the end of the show, which I would have done the exact same thing if it was me. So,
just don't drop the F-bomb.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. No, don't worry about that. But I want to read a review about the last match here. This was a review that I read. Now, this is not my opinion. This is of the opinion of someone else. One individual actually had the balls to give that Pac and Cassidy match 3.5 stars. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Saying it was a wildly entertaining, completely different than anything else on the show. Saw a new side of Cassidy. Right man won. And they set up the Lucha Bros against the Best Friends. So that's all there. That was just a review I came across. So
okay.
But I guess he must have listened to me.
Yeah. So that's all there is to say on that. So I'm with MF on that one. But anyways, 3.5 to 4 stars. To me, I would say this was the second best fight of the night. So I'm not surprised that Moxley won. Jericho and Fozzy, I think, have a big touring agreement coming up shortly soon. So that's why they had Jericho drop the title here, which I think was a smart move. So that's all there is to say on that. He had a great run, Le Champion did. 182 days. That's nothing to sneeze at. So let's see what Mox can do. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, we got a new champ.
Yep, we got a new champ in Jon Moxley. So, yeah, 3.5 to 4. I think this was the right move here. I mean, to have him drop the belt. I mean, Florio basically talked about it, so I'm not going to get into further details. So, Fletch,
overall
let's
review.
Yep.
And you lead off, Michael Bullock. Oh, actually, no. Anthony Florio leads off.
I started off.
Yep.
I started off. 7 to 7.5. It was an overall really good and fun pay-per-view with an outstanding tag title match, a great main event and title switch, the continuation of a few programs and a great atmosphere. Some young stars got to shine as well, but it was far from a perfect show. The card layout was highly questionable, especially the opening match and the positioning of the women's bout. It was an enjoyable night, and now we see where Jericho, the Young Bucks, and Jon Moxley go from here. So it's 7 to 7.5 for me, and it's mainly because of the questionable card and some of the questionable decisions. So nothing more to say. Bullock, 7 to 7.5 for me.
Yeah, 7 for me. I don't want to say anything more. I mean, especially after what you guys said about that Pac and Orange Cassidy match, because I feel like I'm going to cause another what's the word I'm looking for?
Another brawl.
Yeah, if that's the way you want to say it, but yeah, that's how I say. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Fletch, it's yours.
About 7 out of 10. I'm not gonna go much more into it. We're gonna go now. We're gonna go a little bit of a rapid fire, not too much of a rapid fire, but we're gonna quicken up the pace a little bit here. So we're starting with AEW, and tonight we started off with a promo by Jon Moxley, the new AEW World Champion, interrupted by Chris Jericho. And we're going to reset the table. So I'll start it off. This was a solid opener. This was really good. I liked Moxley's promo. I thought he did a really good job. I thought Jericho, definitely being the former champion, I thought his was pretty good as well. So I really got nothing bad to say about it. I enjoyed it. And Anthony, let's move on. It's yours.
Rare opening show promo by AEW, but it delivered. It played off of the pay-per-view, and the crowd loved it. Jon Moxley is the voice of the people, and Chris Jericho can obviously still deliver, even though he's no longer Les Champions. So, solid way to start it off. Very good way to start it off. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think this was a solid way to start it off. I mean, I thought Jon Moxley came out good. I mean, with what he said that he was going to do as the AEW champion, and of course, Chris Jericho was good on the mic too, with obviously being the former champion now. So yeah, so there's really nothing more to say. Fletch, let's move on.
All right, and then we go into the first fight of the night. SCU and Colt Cabana versus all members of the Dark Order 8-man tag team fight. When it was all said and done, SCU and Colt Cabana wins the match in 10 minutes and 25 seconds. Anthony, it's yours.
3.25, 3.5 stars is my rating. Good and fun opening match, but the Dark Order is failing as they continue to tease the Exalted One. I think I have an idea who it is. Someone who apparently has left WWE and is on his way over there. And
there was a little something, a video just, I want to say about a day or so ago, talking about the Bucks of Youth. I knew you come. Could it be?
And I think it is. And if it is, it's going to be wonderful and delightful. Yes.
Uh-oh.
Michael Bullock, Brother Bullock, get the green beans ready. Yeah.
Oh, God, the freaking green beans. Oh.
Oh, man. I knew that was going to piss off Fletch. So.
We needed that. We needed that with all the intensity of the night.
Yeah, but I think that was the last thing Fletch wanted to hear. So I'm not gonna repeat that and rub it on Fletch either anymore. So I'm just gonna give it 3.25 stars. So I'm just gonna give it a Fletch before I get myself in trouble.
Big Swole versus Liva Bates. Big Swole wins the match in 1 minute and 20 seconds. That's an automatic toss out. We're not gonna go there. We're leaving that baby alone. Then after that, it's Cody cutting a promo, interrupted by all people, Jake the Snake Roberts. You damn right he showed up. Yeah, it was interesting. Michael Bullock, of all people, a legend, Jake the Snake, making an appearance on AEW.
Yeah, I mean this was, I mean, a surprise. I mean, nobody expected Jake Roberts to come out, and well, I mean, Cody. I mean, first he was trying to call out MJF, but no, he got Jake the Snake, and he cuts a promo with basically saying someone he knows is coming for Cody. So I don't know what that means. I mean, I was confused when I saw that promo, so I don't know. Fletch, what do you make of all this?
I mean, oh man, it could be anybody that could be going after him. I don't know. But I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see. But this was very interesting. This was a really good segment. I enjoyed it. I got nothing more to add. So Florio, go.
Or maybe Jake the Snake could be the exalted one. You don't know. That's a
Possible,
possibility.
but I don't. I wouldn't. What would be the reason behind having Jake Roberts as the Zoltan one? It wouldn't make any sense. But to see him here definitely was a big surprise, a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, but nonetheless, this was great. I loved it. It was it was a nice surprise. Nobody saw this coming.
Nope.
I mean, the element of surprise strikes. We hardly ever see this in WWE nowadays. Most of the time, we hardly ever get moments like this. But AEW, they pull it out once in a while, and they pulled it out tonight. And great to see Jake the Snake. He sounds a little rough, though. I got to be honest. I think the old age is catching up to him.
Yep.
I mean, it was a little cringeworthy at times, but at the same time, though, it's great to see the Hall of Famer. I mean, it was an amazing moment, and yeah, so you know what? He said something about a new. Did he say something about a new client? Is that what he said? Something like that.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think that's what he said.
Uh-oh.
I got two words for you. Lance Archer. Boom. Book it. Follow that.
What? You know what?
What about MF?
That was a name I didn't think of, but I know he did sign with AEW. But there's also another name I was thinking of. Brody Lee.
Alias Luke Harper. Yes, that's another good one.
So
it's one of those two.
It's one of those two. We'll see who's right. I think it might be Brody Lee more than Lance Archer. I think it's going to be Brody Lee. But because I think Brody Lee would be more closer to Jake than Archer is. But either one is a nice pick. Either one would be a nice pickup.
Absolutely. So that's just my thought. So phenomenal segment, though. Michael Bullock, your thoughts?
I think I let off on it.
Yeah, he did. So we're right along. Next up we had was Chuck Taylor versus Pac. Pac wins the match in 10 minutes and 5 seconds. This was a good fight, good match. Nothing more to say. But one thing I gotta know is it looks like the Lucha Bros are going heel. They're associated with Pac, and they just beat the living daylights out of the Best Friends. And Orange Cassidy got destroyed. When did the Lucha Bros go heel? Since when did that happen? All right. I mean, 2.5 stars for the fight, but goddamn. Really? All right. Florio, go.
I thought the Lucha Bros already were heels. I thought they were.
No, well, that's the thing. They never really established them as heels.
Well, I'll get into that in a minute. The match was 3 stars. It was a good match. The right man won. Post match was also good. Pac and the Lucha Bros. Pac says that they are going to be known as the Triangle de la Muerte. MF, you know what that means.
The Triangle of Death.
Yes.
That's what it is. The Triangle of Death.
Yep. And also the Death Triangle. That's also what I have in my notes here. So, but nonetheless, though, a 3-star match. Pac and the Lucha Bros as a heel Death Triangle function. I like it. I love it. I can't wait to see more of it. Nothing more to say. Bullock, what do you make of all this?
Yeah, I mean, this is a very interesting group. I mean, uh, Triangle of Death or the Death Triangle. I mean, whatever you call them. But yeah, I mean, I thought that the Lucha Brothers were already a heel, but I think Fletch makes a good point. They were never really established, but now you put them with Pac. I think that makes them a really dangerous combo. Even though I think the Inner Circle could make an argument for it after what we saw at the end of AEW, but we'll get into that once we get there. So, yeah, I mean, there's really, I mean, I'll give it 2.5 to 3 for the effort. So, Fletch, it's yours.
All right, guys. So next up on the show was after that just some pre-recorded stuff. Then we had a match: Jake Hager versus QT Marshall. Jake Hager wins the match in 3 minutes and 45 seconds. We're not gonna go into that. We're gonna let that one run by the wayside. Then after that, we had MJF cutting a promo. Really nothing more to say about that. Moxley cutting. Then the main event, it was Darby Allin versus Chris Jericho and Sammy Guevara. And when it was all said and done, Jericho and Guevara wins the match in 14 minutes. Who leads off on this? It goes to Mike Bullock, if I remember correctly. So, Bullock, it's yours.
What are we talking about?
Darby Allin versus Jericho and Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I thought it was a good handicap match. I mean, not the greatest. I mean, Darby Allin. I mean, you got to give the kid some credit for guts to accept it. I mean, it was originally supposed to be a tag team match, but after what what the other members of the Inner Circle did, they made this a handicap match, and Darby Allin says, "All right, let's do this." So I'll give this about maybe 3 stars for the effort. I mean, when it comes to this, but after this, I mean, chaos definitely ensued. I mean, they took out Darby Allin, but what they did to John Moxley.
Oof.
Ooh. Let's just say it was a bad landing for him. I mean, he gets power bombed off the stage and through the table. Can we say, Fletch, that's the total definition of a bad landing?
That is an oh my god type of a landing. That was bad. That was bad.
Yeah, they really laid waste to John Moxley. And after what they did, I mean, they may be the Inner Circle, but I think they're nothing more than a bunch of thugs.
Yep.
After what they did, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know what else is there to say on this. I mean, I cringed at the end of that. So, Fletch, I mean, I don't know what else is there to say on this.
Three stars, no doubt about it. Great main event. Like you said, the post fight was crazy. The post fight was absolutely insane. But there was really nothing for me to say. So, yeah, I really got nothing else. So, yep. Anthony, it's yours.
Fight of the night, 3.5 stars. It was a smart match to book coming out of the main event, and it was amped up by the opening segment and stipulation from Jericho. It was really good. Darby Allin delivered huge and is gaining a great following and lost nothing here as he's getting over through quality performances. So that's all there is to say there. 3.5 stars. Now let's get to our overall review.
All right. Anthony, you know what? I guess I could. Let me see. I lead off. I'll give this about 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was all right. There was 2 fights that really didn't matter to me at all, and I think we both agreed that they were horrible matches. So, but all in all, good night, good event. I mean, well done AEW. Nice job, guys. Anthony, it's yours.
7.5 to 8 for me. Really strong post pay-per-view show. With them continuing feuds, resetting the table in other places with new alliances, new faces, a la Jake the Snake Roberts. Lots of good or smartly booked wrestling and promo work in front of a hot crowd. While not as great as the previous few weeks, it did deliver, although I am very curious as to what happened with the advertised debut of Lance Archer. That's why I threw his name out there as far as who could be aligning with Jake the Snake Roberts. So he was supposed to debut on the show tonight. He didn't. Maybe they're holding him off for Jake the Snake. I don't know. That's why I threw his name out there. Although Brody Lee is a great choice too. But we'll find out soon enough. So 7.5 to 8. Bullet, quickly go.
Yeah, 7.5 to 8 for me. I mean, you guys basically talked about it, so let's quickly get into NXT.
Started off on NXT with the first of the 2 steel cage fights of the night. Tegan Nox versus Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai wins the match. 16 minutes, 10 seconds, escaping the cage to win it. Oh man, that's a good steel cage fight. And you know what? I'm proud. I'm happy with that result. It furthers the storyline. The rivalry is not done. Yes, you could say that there was a little bit of some interference in the cage fight by Raquel Gonzalez. I don't give a damn. This was a good fight. This was a solid fight. 3.5 stars. Great way to start off NXT. Anthony, go.
And once again, I'm gonna be like the John Moxley here. 0 F's given as far as what I'm about to say.
Absolutely.
0 F's given for me. 3 3/4 of a star. This to me was my fight of the night. Yes, it was obvious that Raquel Gonzalez would be involved to help Dakota Kai win, but the finish was something we have not exactly seen before. But other than that, strong action. And again, the two sold it as a real feud. And I'm torn. I mean, obviously you would have to imagine the feud has to continue. But then again, but from another standpoint, maybe they start moving on from one another for a while. I don't know. But obviously with the way this went down, maybe, just maybe, another match down the road is in order. Remember, we have that women's ladder match.
We do, true. And I was going to say, unless they start doing Raquel Gonzalez versus Tegan Nox, let Dakota Kai do her thing on her own, but at least insert Raquel, let her fight with Tegan, and continue the storyline that way. I could see that happen.
Definitely. But for me, this was my fight of the night. I'm giving it 3 3/4 of a star. Whether you like the finish or not, like Moxley, 0 F's given from me. I'm right there with you, MF. So that's all I can say on that. So 3 3/4 of a star, fight of the night. To me, the better of the 2 cage matches, if I'm being honest. So really nothing more to say except, Bullock, the feud must continue.
Yes, it is. It's definitely going to continue for a little while with these two. I mean, with a finish like that, you know that this has got to definitely continue. And I think maybe this time around, I think eventually Tegan Nox is going to get the shall we say, the payback that she deserves. So yeah, 3 3/4 of a star, fight of the night, without a doubt. So MF, let's move along.
Next fight we had was the number 1 contender. Well, it was a number 1 contenders ladder match for the NXT takeover for Tampa. This is a qualifying match. This is that ladder match that Anthony Floyd was alluding to. Shotzi Blackheart going one-on-one with Chelsea Green with Robert Stone in her corner. Chelsea Green advances to NXT TakeOver Tampa. She wins the match in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. We're not gonna talk into that. We're gonna move right along. Next thing we had, North American Champion Keith Lee cutting a promo, interrupted by Cameron Grimes, and they went at it. A nice little back and forth between the two of them. Anthony, whoa, holy cow! Grimes and Lee, sign me up.
Well, guess what? We're getting that next week. Next week
Damn.
on NXT. Next week on NXT, Keith Lee will defend his NXT North American Championship against Cameron Grimes. There you have it. So, wow. Yeah, this was great. This was a very good segment. I could probably say maybe the segment of the night by default. I mean, tons of heat for Grimes, and that's all there is to say on that. So I can't wait to see it. Lee and Grimes next week, North American Championship match. It's going to be very good. So can't wait to see it. So segment of the night for me. So Michael Bullock, what do you think next week? Keith Lee, Cameron Grimes, North American Championship. Is that something you'd be interested in?
I'm definitely interested in it. I mean, especially with some of the things we've seen from Cameron Grimes. I think this could be. I mean, this could definitely be something I'm definitely going to be interested to see how it goes down next week. So yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. So Fletch, it is yours.
All right, then we had Undisputed Era. Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish versus Oney Lorcan and Danny Burch. When it was all said and done, the Undisputed Era wins the match in 8 minutes and 26 seconds. Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Oh, what was the time again, Fletch?
8:26.
All right. I thought this was a fine match. I mean, it could have gone a little longer than that, but I'll give this about maybe 2.5 to 3 for the effort here. So Fletch, I quickly give it to you.
Yeah, I mean, solid fight, good match. Nothing really more to add here. I could go 2.5 stars. So yeah, and Anthony, I give it to you.
I'm actually gonna go a little bit higher than you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna give this 3.25 stars. Good action in the match. Yes, most of it was during the break. I get it. I could probably see the Broserweights, the UE, and Grizzled Young Veterans in a 3-way at Takeover, but it didn't happen there. However, next week, the Broserweights will defend the NXT Tag Team Championship against Fish and O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era. Now, there is something that I do have to quickly address. There's rumors I've read some dirt sheets, and word going around is there's heat on Riddle. Riddle's got heat on him.
Uh-oh.
Read into that what you will.
Oh boy.
Got heat on him. And if this is true,
we might have new tag team champions.
Yep. The Broserweight experiment might be over. Sorry, all you Broserweight fans out there. That's all there is to say, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. So
yeah,
all I say is read into it what you will, or as Derek always would used to say, take it with a grain of salt.
Take it with a grain of salt. But if there is legit heat, normally, yeah, they're gonna probably want to get away from that very quickly. So yeah, I could see that too. I can see that too, Florio. All right. So with that said, we move right along. The next thing we had was Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Austin Theory. and it was Austin Theory winning the match, 7 minutes 38 seconds. Solid fight. I'm not gonna say it was anything special, but I mean it was good. It was a solid match. I could give this about 2.5, 2 3/4, and I really got nothing else to add. So Anthony, quickly yours.
Let me see what I say about this. 3 stars. 3-star match for me.
All right.
Almost everything shown was Scott in control. Theory got very little other than the finish. Match was smooth and crisp with some heat on it. Could be something special. Maybe they'll meet again as they both move up the card. I don't know. But 3-star match, Bullet, go.
Yeah, 3 stars for me. Yeah, so there's really nothing more that needs to be said. So, Fletch, it's yours.
All right. Then there was a promo done. It was basically an interview by Johnny Gargano. That was done by Mauro Ranallo. Really well done. Nothing more to add there. Main event of the evening: the Roderick Strong versus Velveteen Dream in the cage. When it was all said and done, Roderick Strong wins the match in 13 minutes and 7 seconds by escaping the cage. Anthony Florio, it is all yours.
3.25 stars is all I can give this one. If I'm going to be honest, I love the finish though. Velveteen Dream suckering in Adam Cole to get a hold of him and declare his intentions, even if he had to lose the bout to do it. That was 100% Velveteen Dream. Roddy wins, but only because Dream let him. There is room for another Dream and Strong match if they want to go that route. Or Dream can just fight off UE for the next 4 to 5 weeks, leading to TakeOver Tampa. Match itself was good as well and came together more smoothly than their first outing after Dream's return. So that's all I can say on that. 3.25 stars. Now, guys, I told you, didn't I tell you a possibility of Dream being Cole's next challenger after he got by Ciampa?
Yeah.
I think we're getting it.
Yep.
Yeah, you said it.
So I believe I had this one, guys. So I think we started the seed planting for Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream for the NXT Championship at TakeOver Tampa. So that's all I can say on that. So nothing more to say. Michael Bullock, 3.25 stars is my rating for it. Very creative finish, though. Very creative.
Yeah, 3.25 star for the match, but definitely a creative finish. I mean, it definitely does, like you said, plant the seeds for the Velveteen Dream to challenge Adam Cole for the NXT Championship. So nothing more to say. Overall thoughts on the show.
All right, and I'll leave this off. I think 7.5 to 8 again. I gotta think 7.5 to 8. I thought this was a really good show, solid fight. Nothing really else to add. So Anthony, it's yours.
I agree. 7.5 to 8 is the correct rating. We got a handful of good matches, some really good segments to set up for TakeOver Tampa. Dream and Strong was not really all that was not great, but the twist on Dream going after Cole worked really well. Dakota and Tegan was great. Every match, with the exception of Chelsea Green and Shotzi Blackheart, was good. So 7.5 to 8 for me. I gotta call it a draw for this week. So Bullock, how about it?
Yeah, I call it a draw as well. So 7.5 to 8 for me. So yeah, there's nothing more to say. Fletch, let's wrap it up.
All right, guys. So we are done for the night. Tomorrow night is another edition of Strictly Sports. Very light schedule up to this point as of now. No other major news, guys. If we've noticed, Tony Romo stays with CBS Sports. A major payday for Tony Romo. How major? The largest contract that an announcer has ever gotten in the history of the network. We're talking 10 years, $170 million, $17 million a year. Damn, Romo, you did that. And the funniest thing was, here's the kicker. ESPN, it was a bidding war between ESPN and CBS. And actually, CBS, they actually were not going after Tony Romo. I actually got a nuclear bomb that I'll drop on you guys tomorrow. They were looking at somebody else to become the new lead analyst with Jim Nantz before they decided to dump the money on Romo. Who's that guy? You're just going to have to watch tomorrow night. Leave you a little teaser there. Then, of course, XFL. We got another week. We got some great games coming up, y'all. So we're going to hit you up with that. I think we're going to be at the halfway mark, week 5. So week 5 of the XFL, the Tony Romo story, and my little nugget of some major news I found out about who Romo's replacement could have been. So we'll see. Tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern, Anthony hosts, and then we'll see you guys. We'll see you on Friday for the Cerebral Smack Talk at 10:30. Until then, thank you so much for watching this, guys. Like the video, leave a comment at the bottom, share with all your friends, and share with all your friends on the social media network. And until tomorrow night, for Anthony Florio, for Michael Bullock, I'm Michael Fletcher. So long, everybody.